Hey everyone. I just want to make sure everyone can hear me and see me right now. So if you can, go ahead and type in the chat box that you can actually see me. So I'm not sure if you can or not. So I'll give it a few minutes because I know that I am a little bit behind, or we have a little bit of lag time here. So I just want to make sure that everyone can see me and hear me. If you can, go ahead and type in the chat box, yes, I can see you and I can hear you. Okay, so again, if you can hear me and see me, go ahead and type yes. So I know that you can hear me and see me. And we'll get started. Not getting anything yet. I wonder if this is working. I think it is. It looks like it is. So if you're just getting here too, go ahead and refresh the page, because I know that there were a couple people that were having issues with actually, seeing seeing me and seeing my screen. So if you are having any kind of difficulty throughout the webinar, just go ahead and refresh the page, and that should take care of the issue. So I'll go ahead and start. I'm not seeing anything yet. Let me go ahead and refresh on my other screen over here. Aha. Oh, well, there it is. Awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you, guys. See, I needed to refresh too. Go figure. All right, awesome. So first of all, I want to go over just some kind of housekeeping things for the webinar. So if you do have any questions, obviously you have the chat box there, so you can go ahead and enter your questions in there. If you don't have the chat box, if you're not on Facebook, then you can also go ahead and send me your questions. On the left, underneath the video on the left-hand side, you're gonna see my bio. And my email is there. It's camila@camilafendino.com. So you can also send me your questions there. And if you're having any technical difficulties, as I said, go ahead and refresh. Let's try that first, or just let me know in the chat box if you're having any issues. Also, if you, for some reason, you're having some technical difficulties, or you can stay the whole time, this webinar is going to be recorded, and then it's going to be emailed to everyone who signed up. So I will, first of all, go ahead and start by thanking you so much for being here with me on this lovely April day. And yeah, thank you so much for, for spending some time with me, and also spending some time on you, because this is obviously about you and your health, and what you can do to actually have, better health, be happier, be healthier, this summer and throughout the year. So I am actually going to go ahead and jump to this presentation here that I have for you. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. All right, guys. So yes, thank you so much for being here. We're going to be talking about the steps that you can be taking right now to have a happy, healthy, and hot summer, and hopefully an entire year. So let me first of all tell you me from before, or some of you may have been clients of mine in the past or right now, or from Facebook. but I want to tell you a little bit about me and why I know a thing or two about health, nutrition, and detoxification. So just a few short years ago, I basically had what a lot of people would consider to be a perfect life. I had a wonderful job in corporate. I was in sales, traveling to the Caribbean. I, had a great life. I lived in Miami, and, everything from the outside looked fantastic. But in reality, I was really, really, really sick and actually very unhappy. I was working like a crazy person. I was a legit workaholic. I worked 100 hours a week and more. I was exhausted. I had migraines. I couldn't get any sleep. I barely had any time for fun, and I started having a bunch of mystery illnesses. A lot of infectious diseases that people couldn't really, like doctors couldn't really tell or pinpoint exactly what was going on with me. And it was just a really difficult time because I really liked and enjoyed what I was doing, but I was also really sick. And there was no alignment for me in my work and, my passion, which was holistic health, fitness, and ultimately helping others. So even though, some things looked really great on the outside, on the inside, I really, I was really, really, really struggling. And I had to make a really difficult choice at that point to leave this life that, would be considered to be perfect by so many people behind, and actually, take a step into what was really, my purpose and what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. So at that point, as I mentioned, I was living in Miami, and I knew that I had to make a change. I had to. So I left everything behind, and I moved back to Chicago, where I'm from. And I decided that I needed to take my health and my life into my own hands. And so that's exactly what I did. Oh, actually, I don't think you're seeing this. Are you guys seeing my, are you guys seeing the slides, or are you seeing me? Let me know if you are. Okay, hold on. Let me go back for a second, because I think you're not actually seeing the slides. You're seeing my face. Okay, let's try this one more time. Alrighty, about this. All right, let me know if you can see my desktop. Because that's what I actually want you to see, is this lovely thing over here. All right, you see that? Let me see if you can see my screen and the PowerPoint that says happy, healthy, hot. Okay. Awesome. I think you can see it. Yes, I see it. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, excellent. This is this is what I actually wanted you to be seeing right now. Fantastic. All right. So I was telling you that I had to make a serious change in my life, and I decided to basically just leave everything behind, and I decided that I needed to take my health into my own hands because nobody else was going to do it for me. At this point, I had been to at least a dozen different doctors in a period of 2 years, hospitalized a few different times, just very, very, very sick. And then once I did that, and I really, I made a commitment to myself that I was going to get better and that nothing was going to get in my way. And to really be, just really good to myself finally, because for a long time with, being a workaholic and being just a perfectionist, that really, affected my life in so many different ways. So I had to completely change the way that I viewed myself and my life, and make those changes. So when I came back to Chicago, it seems like it was, fate. I found the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, IIN, which is the largest nutrition school and holistic health coaching school in the world. It's a wonderful, wonderful school. We have a great community of coaches all over the world, and I went through their program. So a lot of the things that I already knew before from, natural health that I had been learning and personal development and really just kind of changing and shaping my life differently came together when I came to IIN. So I graduated as a holistic health coach. I am also now a transformational life coach and a conscious living trainer. I'm a speaker as well, and a detox specialist. I now have a much more balanced life, and I am definitely aligned with my purpose, and I feel like I'm now doing the things and having the kind of impact in the world that I am supposed to have. So I am very, very, very blessed to be here right now, and this is also why I feel just so fortunate and so happy to to be here with you guys right now. So one of the things that was so important to me in my life when I was getting better and when I was healing, from these infections and all these, mystery things that were going on with me and my body, was detoxing. And I learned a lot about, what it really takes to detox. People get a little bit nervous and a little bit scared when they hear that word. But, detoxing, and that'll take us to our next slide. Oh no, this from clients that I worked with actually. So we'll go back to the detoxing in a second, but this comes from people that I've worked with, and we have worked with things like thyroid conditions, chronic stress, adrenal fatigue. So these are all things that are interrelated, and they have a lot to do with how you feel in your body and in your life. A lot of people end up as a result of, working with me, whether it's their primary purpose or their secondary purpose, they end up, losing weight, and, they realize that after not feeling well for so long and feeling that, that the normal is to basically feel like crap all the time, that there is an alternative and that they can feel just so much better. So going back to detoxing, a lot of people are afraid of the word detox. Well, what does it mean? And, that just seems really harsh. And it's like just eating grapefruit or doing a water fast for 5 days. And that's actually not at all, what it's about. Detoxing is a natural physiological process that involves the liver, the lymphatic system, your intestinal tract, your skin. So, and it's something that happens naturally daily. However, the number, the sheer number of toxins that we're exposed to on a daily basis makes it really difficult for our body to keep up. So a lot of people ask, I don't really think I need to detox. I eat, really healthy. I have a good lifestyle. I eat well, I exercise. I don't really think I need to detox. But actually, doing 1 or 2 detoxes, preferably 2 detoxes a year, is really important to making sure that your body and your system are running properly. And this is a good example that unless you live at the top of a mountain, drinking natural spring water and eating what you can harvest yourself, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, we need to detox, and it's because of the environment that we're exposed to right now. So even if we think that we eat really clean, it is important to detox. So some of the symptoms of toxicity include fatigue, depression, irritability, low energy, excess weight, brain fog, bloating, headaches, joint pain, itchy, dry skin and cravings, sleeplessness, low sexual function or libido, and digestive issues. And those are just some of the most common symptoms of toxicity that may indicate that, actually there's something else going on, maybe some autoimmune, conditions or something like that. But if you detox, you will be giving your body definitely a break from a lot of these things so that it can actually start to heal itself. All right, so what is the detoxification and why does it matter? Again, it's the process by which toxins are removed from the body by the liver and the kidneys, the intestines, lymphatic system, and the skin, as I mentioned. And some of the places where we can find toxins right now are in the foods that we eat basically every day. Even if we're eating, really healthy, or we think we're eating really healthy, we're going to find toxins in processed foods. Sugar is actually, and this was an interesting conversation that I had today, because people say, well, how much sugar should I consume in any given day? Or, what's the deal with sugar? Sugar is actually highly, highly, highly inflammatory. And when you combine that with, things that are packaged that are kind of fake foods that our bodies and our livers don't really necessarily know what to do with, that creates a really toxic and acidic and a very inflammatory, environment in our bodies, which ultimately leads to disease. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Factory farming practices, the use of hormones, antibiotics, and these, new kinds of feed that are being given to animals right now in factory farming. I mean, you can check out a couple of different documentaries like Food Inc., and a couple of those other ones, Fork Over Knives, and you'll be able to see what happens in factory farming. I'm sure a lot of you, because a lot of the people that actually, follow me and work with me are already very involved. So if you have seen any of these documentaries, you'll be able to see, what goes on into factory farming, and that is highly toxic to our bodies. Things like genetically modified foods, which, are created in a lab, and our liver doesn't know what to do with that. Once, the GMOs enter our bodies, they immediately create, an environment of inflammation. So that, again, is very toxic for us. Pesticides and herbicides, the air and water that we have access to right now, and the chemicals in our home and what we apply on our skin. And I have here the example of baby powder. Johnson & Johnson actually has a big lawsuit against them right now for their baby powder, which is something that is found in so many households all over the world. And they have a big lawsuit right now because it was found that their baby powder causes reproductive system cancers. And so, when we think that even, babies and even before they're born, even before babies are born, we're exposed to all of these toxins all the time. There was a study conducted by the Environmental Working Group, and they determined that there are over 280 different kinds of chemicals in umbilical cords of newborn babies. So that in itself, is alarming. And it's just something that is out there and we have to deal with. And then finally, stress is one of the biggest neurotoxins and toxins in general that there is. And we are under so much stress right now that it's just really important to make sure that we're properly taking care of that, side of ourselves, because, we may be eating great, we may be exercising, but we may be under tons and tons of stress, as I was when I lived in Florida. And, then we just, it's like we're missing a huge, huge part. All right, so detoxing, what can detoxing do for you? It can create a stronger immune system. It can give you more energy. It can improve your mood and reduce anxiety and depression. You will see that it's like, a cloud has lifted once you detox. It's really cool. And once I really go like on a very restricted or really kind of no sugar, kind of thing, I really feel like I'm so much clearer. Sharper thinking and better focus, because who needs that, right? Nobody really needs that. Reduce cravings. You may start to notice that you start dropping weight. You have better digestion. Not pooping really sucks. So, hey, we all could use better digestion and reduced pain. So I want to talk to you a little bit about doing an express detox and what, doing just a short, detox, nothing that is super extreme, but something that will really, that can have a really strong impact in your life, what it can do for you. And I also, at this point, I'd like to mention that I actually would love for you to take some notes if you want, if you're up for this challenge. I would love for you to take some notes, and then I will give you some information later about where you can post that on my Facebook group, or you can email them to me as well. And I would like for you to take some notes, and also, take a picture of those notes that you take. And then also tell me what is the #1 most valuable thing that you learned from this webinar, or that you think that you can take with you. And then on April 17th, I have a brand new detox program coming out at the end of the month. And on April 17th, I will be giving away a scholarship for this upcoming program. So if you want to enter the running to be the scholarship recipient, I would love for you, to share with me what you learned from this webinar, and, the notes that you take, what you think is going to really serve you, because ultimately this is about you. So if you want to do that, I'll give you some more information towards the end of the webinar, and yeah, just keep that in mind. So anyway, if you want to do a detox, and, you have this 1 week to create just a better environment for yourself and improve your life dramatically, because it's going to have a dramatic impact on your life, you can go ahead and, take these steps. So the first thing that I would do is get a journal, write everything down. It's going to be super important for you to really take the time and write stuff down. Why are you detoxing? What is your why? I find that that's really important as I work with my clients, and I know that there is, no success without strategy. You may have some wonderful ideas. This has happened, to me in the past as well. You can have wonderful, great ideas and plans, but if you don't have a strategy, then the plan won't work. So ask yourself some important questions. Why? What motivates you? What makes you, what's your why, and how will you feel when you're done with your detox? So write down everything. Start with your goals. Keep them simple and clear, and if possible, make them quantifiable instead of abstract. So some of these goals, would be very quantifiable. I want to lose 5 pounds. I'm committing to exercising 30 minutes a day, 4 times a week for the next, week or two. And I will go to bed by 10 p.m. every night and get 8 hours of sleep. So those are very quantifiable things that you can, trace back, instead of saying, well, I want to feel better overall, or, I want to have more energy, because of course we all want that, but once you have quantifiable things, then it's a lot more, it's clearer and it's more doable. And then commit 100% to your goals. No excuses and no cutting corners. Commitment is the number one most important factor that will determine whether or not you succeed or fail. Regardless of how strict you are or what challenges you face, just going all the way with the resources that you have will give you the best results, and you will feel satisfied and fulfilled with your efforts. So I think it's important to mention that it's never about being perfect. It's about doing absolutely everything that you can. And even if you have challenges, and if you can't go 100% all the way with something, you commit to jumping right back in, and that way you can finish what you start. So the other thing would be, let people in your life know your plans. Your spouse, significant other, good friends around you, parents, whoever might, be there to support you. Let them know that this is your plan, because you never know. They may actually want to join you, and you can have an accountability partner, come from that. But at the very least, they won't necessarily, get in your way if they know that you're committed to your plan. And then the other thing would be to clean up your kitchen and your home. This, would include things like getting rid of packaged foods and sugary or diet products, which are the worst. Any kind of junk food, chips, things like that, and things that have been sitting in your fridge for a long time. And then assess what you have and what you need. Also, do you have, a quality blender like a NutriBullet or a Magic Bullet, a Vitamix, a Blendtex, something like that, because you will probably need something like that for your smoothies and your soups. Get rid of plastic containers and replace with glass ones. Plastic leaches a lot of chemicals, so generally speaking, is a good idea to get rid of anything that you have that is plastic and replace for glass. And also getting rid of Teflon pots. Those are pretty bad. They get into your food. They are very carcinogenic. And so if you're able to, for the purposes of your detox, it's a lot better to get stainless steel or cast iron. So, those are some things that you can start to do to start detoxing your home as well. All right, so one of the big goals of detoxing is to go from an acidic environment to an alkaline environment. For the most part, alkalinity equals health. Things like cancer, autoimmune disorders, basically about 95% of modern diseases can be traced back to inflammation in the body. Acid foods like meat and dairy, sugar, as I mentioned, artificial sweeteners, processed foods, alcohol, coffee, soda, fruit juices that are not actually, fresh pressed. Those are very acidic. And acid in the body causes inflammation, and inflammation causes disease, ultimately. So, alkaline foods like veggies and leafy green vegetables, cruciferous vegetables like kale and broccoli, cauliflower, all of those are very alkaline. Some cold water fish, some fruits, especially citrus fruits, herbal or green teas, and whole grains that don't include wheat. I'm not going to get too deep into wheat, but wheat is also very inflammatory, and it can actually punch, once you consume it, it can punch some holes in the lining of your stomach, which, can create some food allergies and some other kind of allergies. So typically, even if you're not necessarily, if you know that you don't have a gluten allergy, I would recommend staying, away from wheat, especially if you're detoxing. Definitely if you're detoxing. All right, so what you would be eating and drinking, and I always recommend choosing organic and local products whenever possible, because then in that case you are going to be avoiding pesticides and herbicides and things like that, and you would be getting the highest level of nutrition when food is processed conventionally. And this seems kind of silly, considering that conventional years ago used to be, the natural method without any pesticides, but right now conventional means pesticides and herbicides. So choosing organic, local products actually does make a difference in terms of the nutrition load in the food that you're consuming, and also in how actually clean it is. So you can definitely enjoy things like lemon water and herbal or green tea. If it's organic, teas tend to absorb a lot of pesticides and herbicides, so I would recommend, if you're going to do tea, doing it organic. Vegetables and fruits, especially berries and citrus fruits. Fresh pressed juices and smoothies. Legumes like lentils and garbanzo beans are fantastic. Some kind of beans are great. Some fresh made soups. Whole grains, but again, no wheat. Nuts and seeds are also a really great option. I wouldn't overdo on the nuts and seeds. First of all, they're high in fat, but more than that, they can also be, a bit acidic. So they can be, a nice alternative for a snack, but I wouldn't overdo the nuts and seeds. Apple cider vinegar, even though it's a type of vinegar, once it enters the body, it becomes alkaline. So it's really cool. It works as a cleanser of your system. It helps to clean your liver. It's fantastic at fighting parasites and fungus like Candida, which is pretty common. Candida is a type of yeast that feeds off sugar, and it can create all kinds of issues in the body. So apple cider vinegar is a nice addition to your detox. And good fats like olive oil, coconut oil, avocado, those are great to include during your detox. Now, the things that you would eliminate during this week of healthy eating would be alcohol and any drugs, cigarettes, beer, wine, etc. Caffeine, and that's a little bit of a tough one for a lot of us, but yeah, I would definitely say decrease it slowly, a few days before you actually start your detox, so you're not, having a really bad reaction. And go ahead and, eliminate caffeine completely for at least a week. Unnecessary over-the-counter medications, Tylenol, Advil, that kind of thing, I would also recommend not doing that during your detox. Fast foods, sugars and artificial sweeteners. Regular table salt. If you're going to do salt, I'd recommend Himalayan salt or sea salt, but preferably Himalayan. Refined and processed ingredients, gluten, as I mentioned, bread, pasta, etc. Animal protein and dairy, so milk, cream, cheese, yogurt, ice cream. Those are the things that you would want to avoid during that week. So here's what a sample menu would actually look like. You would wake up in the morning and have a nice cup of hot lemon water with a pinch of cayenne pepper. And what this does is, first of all, starting out with water in the morning is a really great way to start your day, because you have been, fasting for however many hours it is that you have been fasting after you last ate. You haven't had any water, for several hours, and your body is dehydrated. So it's very important, and it's a great idea to start out the day with drinking, a nice glass of water at least. I typically recommend about, maybe 20 to 30 ounces of water in the morning, then followed by the hot lemon water with cayenne pepper. Lemon water will alkalize your system right away, and it starts your entire digestive system. It wakes up your organs. It cleanses out your liver. It helps with fat burning. So it's a really great way to, to start your day. And I can really tell the difference. Since I started doing that, I just feel so much better. And my weight has been really stable since. For your breakfast, I would do a green smoothie. You can do something like, kale. If you don't have a thyroid condition, you can do kale, or you can do, a little celery, cucumber, a green apple, some ginger, lemon, and top that off with a little bit of coconut water, and that's a great breakfast. Maybe include some chia seeds to add a little bit of fat to that, or half an avocado, and that is a great smoothie that will sustain you, throughout the morning. For your snacks, some vegetables and fruits or nuts. Here you can maybe have half of an apple or an apple with some almond butter. And for lunch, you can go ahead and have a salad or a vegetable soup with, like some quinoa and some lentils. That would be a great lunch. And then for a snack, in the middle of the afternoon, you can have a green smoothie for a little boost of energy, similar to the one you had at breakfast. And for dinner, I recommend doing a salad again, or a vegetable soup, something similar to what you did at lunch. You can always change it up. Or, I'm a big fan of cooking once and eating twice or like 3 times. So sometimes what I do on Sundays is I'll cook a big, pot of, whatever it is. I'll make a stew, make some, a nice stew with like garbanzo beans and vegetables or lentils, and I use a little curry, and that lasts me a few days. And I'll make some quinoa, and then I can kind of change things up throughout the week with what I already made, a few days before. If you need a snack before bed, you may not need it, but if you need a snack before bed, you can do a little bit of fruit and nuts again. I don't necessarily, recommend this too much, but if people are too hungry, they can go ahead and do that, so they make sure that, they're protecting their sugar levels throughout the night. So here's some tips for success for your detox. Be creative, and, like, write this down in your journal. What are your top 3 fruits and vegetables? What do you like? Pick a few and make a smoothie. With your veggies, be creative and make, a soup or something like that. Add variety and be open to trying new things. There's a lot, especially right now, in the spring, going into the summer, that you're going to start finding. So, just be open to trying new things and see how it goes. And, I really, really recommend throughout the week that you're doing your detox, or however long your detox ends up being, that you journal consistently. How's your sleep? How are you feeling? What are the things that you're eating, and how do you feel after you eat them? Those are really important things that you should be keeping in mind, and that will actually set you up for success. So another thing is to make it easy for yourself. Plan ahead, make a weekly menu, and shop accordingly, because you may end up going to the store and being completely overwhelmed if you're not necessarily used to eating this way. You may just feel completely overwhelmed. So it's better to have, a weekly menu based on things that that you like, and shop accordingly. You'll be saving a ton of money and a ton of time. And like I said before, cook once and eat twice or more. I'm a big, big, big fan of this. I'm so busy in my life that if I didn't do this, I wouldn't eat, So definitely, make a plan and cook, beforehand, before it's time to eat, basically, is what I recommend. And also just listen to your body and do as much as you can. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Really becoming healthier and, just making better choices for yourself is a process. You can't expect to do everything right away. So even if you pick up some really great healthy habits, 3 or 4 things that you feel really happy with, that is success. So just be really good to yourself and take it easy. Go slowly. And, just do the best that you can. And then this is so, so, so important. Get enough sleep. at least 8 hours every single night. And I really recommend going to bed around 10 o'clock. There's certain things that happen in the natural rhythm of our bodies that start happening at around 10:30 at night. So there's a liver, detox thing that goes on. Your brain also starts to regenerate. And if if you're up past a certain time, that you're messing up with those natural cycles of detoxification and of rejuvenating your system, basically, that then just don't get to happen, and you definitely feel that. It causes aging, for you to be feel tired and have brain fog and all of that. So at least 8 hours of sleep, and if you can, try to go to bed by 10 o'clock at night. It doesn't say so on here, but I also recommend drinking plenty of water. At the very least, half of your body weight in ounces of water. So if you weigh 140 pounds, you would drink about 70 ounces of water. And then to that, you can add, a little bit more, maybe 30 ounces or so, which is 100 ounces of water. I believe that comes out to be like 13 glasses of water or something like that. So if you're already drinking, 20 ounces of water in the morning, you're like well into, that goal, into meeting that goal. So this is what I have for you in terms of detoxing, your body right now during the spring. If you choose to do this, your body will really appreciate it. You will see that you will feel better. Your mind is clearer. You will look better. Your clothes will probably feel better from doing it for only just a week. So if you go ahead and try these tips, I would love to know how they work out for you. And so yes, I would love to get your feedback on that. And so I also want to talk to you now about this new program that I am launching April 20th. So have just a couple more weeks until the beginning of my program. It's called the Whole Life Detox, 21 Days to a Whole New You. I'm very, very, very excited. This is the first time I am launching this program. It is my baby, and I have worked so hard to bring this program to you, and I'm just so excited to share with you a little bit more about what it is. So a Whole New You Detox is a 21-day program where we will detox your body, your home, your body care, and your emotions. And this whole person approach is what makes my program completely unique. We're not just going to be doing, the typical, 10 or 11 day body detox where you eat and drink certain things or whatever. We're going to be doing that for 21 days. You're going to have a very, very, very specific program to follow. Which is, completely already done for you, but it's also really flexible to meet your needs. We're also going to be going a little bit deeper and getting into what's in your home and what is on your body. So all those things that we were talking about earlier, like what you're using to clean and, to clean your home, and what you are putting on your body, creams and, makeup and all of that, which if you have a fantastic diet, it won't even really, matter if the things that are around you and on you are not also, things that are supporting your health. And then, lastly, your emotions. I think that we don't really completely understand the connection between our emotions and how, our body functions. And this is something that I've been working on now for years. Personally and professionally, I'm very, very much in tune with the connection between our emotions and our health. So this is going to be a full person experience. This is what you get if you choose to join the Whole New You Detox. You will get a recipe ebook with 21 days of healthy and delicious breakfast, lunches, dinners, snacks, and beverages. It's going to be totally flexible too, so you're going to get options for what you can do on different days, but it's also completely already done for you. I will be giving you my top tips to identify allergens that affect your life, whether it's you're sneezing and having headaches, or whether it's your your gut. We're going to be doing a full elimination diet, and we're going to be healing your gut throughout this process as well. So it's not only just a detox, it's a completely healing experience. You are also going to get 3 actionable info-packed modules that include videos and PDFs. So you're going to be getting, every Monday, you're going to be getting a video from me and an email letting you know what we're going to be doing throughout the week. And you're also going to get just a lot of information that you will be working through that is going to allow you to make some actual permanent changes in your life while you are going through the detox process. And then I'm also going to give you some tools and strategies to get rid of emotional toxins and how to really strengthen your emotional intelligence, which to me is just so important. And if you go through the program, you will learn why this is so important as well. So yes, here we have come to the end of the presentation. This is the link to the program, wholenewyoudetox.com. It is now open. Registration is now open. We have a limited number of spots open for the program. And so I would love for you to go and check it out after we get off the call here, and for you to go and check it out and see if this is something that you feel is a good fit for you right now. The investment for the program is right now $197 for the early bird. So we're going to have that until April 10th. And then after April 10th, it is going to go up to $297. The program starts on on April 20th, as I mentioned. And it'll be 3 weeks where you will be getting, those 3 modules every week. You will also get 3 weeks worth of calls. We will have calls every Thursday. We will go over your questions. You will have access to unlimited support from me via email. So your success and your health is a very high priority for me. So you will have support from me throughout the entire process. And that's what's included. So if you go and check it out, I would love to hear what you think, and also to have you join me in a couple of weeks, in a few weeks, on the 20th for the Whole New You Detox. Now, about what I was telling you earlier with this contest that I have going on for a scholarship, if you take your notes and you head over to my Facebook group, this Spring Detox, Get Healthier and Hotter the Right Way, you can go ahead and do a search for that. If you're not already a part of my group, if you join my group, I will be posting after this call, right after this call, I will be going on there and posting so that you can, I will post about this specific, topic. Let me know what you learned from the webinar. Show me your notes, take a picture of your notes, and show me, send me a picture of the #1 most valuable thing that you learned from this webinar. And on April 17th, I will be choosing one person to come and join us for this great detox that I'm so excited about. So, and I will be announcing that person on the group, and then you will also be getting an email from me. So this is it. This is all I have for now. I thank you so much for being here with me today and for spending the time. Also for you, I honor the fact that you have joined me here today, and I really appreciate sharing this information with you, and I hope to see you very soon. So thank you so very much. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this now. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, and I will talk to you real soon. I will send an email again with the link to the webinar, and also with the link to the Facebook group, and I will see you then. Thank you so much. Bye.